My name is Anna. I'm a fourth year political science and history student. I was born in Edmonton, but I attended high school and live in Ottawa off campus with my family, so I've been here a while. So being a part of the PAGE program, it's a part-time job, so you're paid to do it, which can help fund your studies and your travel in Ottawa if you live from out of province. And they actually love to get representation from outside of the province. So if you're someone who lives in PEI or BC or somewhere interesting like that, we always love to have that kind of representation on the PAGE program. So the PAGE program opportunity is actually unique to the National Capital Region. So being at U Ottawa, you're one of the only people who can take advantage of this incredible part-time employment opportunity while also getting to witness history firsthand as a PAGE. I think being a part of the PAGE program was definitely the highlight of my undergraduate degree, so I recommend anyone who's interested to apply. But I was actually a part of the Senate PAGE program. There's two PAGE programs in Ottawa, the House of Commons PAGE program, which is reserved for first-year students entering their undergraduate studies, and the Senate PAGE program that you can actually be a part of during any time of your undergraduate studies. So I was able to serve as a PAGE in my first, second, and third years of university, first as a PAGE, but then later in my second and third year, I was promoted to a leadership position within the PAGE program, which was a great experience. Being a PAGE, you get to witness everything firsthand. You're sitting right on the Senate floor with senators and with the speaker, so if you like politics, it's going to feel really surreal for pretty much the entire time that you're there. I think two moments that stand out for me were the swearing in of the Governor General that happened in my first year as a PAGE, and then the opening of Parliament and the speech from the throne that occurred after the election. I know my family was really tickled to see me standing on the podium behind the Prime Minister, and so I got a lot of emails about that later from my grandparents and things like that. And I also made some of my best friends through the program. So, those memories last forever, and I'm so grateful to have had that experience. Building off of my time as a PAGE, you learn a lot about protocol and parliamentary procedure and special events that occur on Parliament Hill. So my job as a summer student, I was with the protocol division. So I worked a lot with helping the protocol team, plan for special events and conferences that were going to happen, learning about courtesy calls that they help execute on behalf of both speakers, the Speaker of the House of Commons and the Speaker of the Senate, and helping them prepare for visits of foreign dignitaries who might be coming. I know that one moment that was really special for me was being able to provide some on-site support as much as I could as a summer student for the visit of Mike Pompeo when he came a couple of summers ago to meet with Prime Minister Trudeau. So being in those rooms where so many people are working their best to make sure that Canada looks their best on the international stage was something that was really special. One great thing about Ottawa is that it's a big city, comparatively speaking to most places in Canada. So there's tons of different summer job opportunities, especially if you're interested in working in the public service at all or in government. I know that for me, the Senate of Canada has their own student summer jobs program. So you can apply right on their website and kind of indicate what sorts of things you're interested in. So that was my experience. But there's also all sorts of ways to get to know employers. I know people who have gone to networking nights on campus, either virtually or in person back when that was allowed. As well, you can connect with people on LinkedIn. Some people just reach out on a one-on-one basis, and they're always excited to hear from young professionals who are really driven. And the other thing is that there's the Federal Student Work Experience Program, which is kind of like an online job bank where you can apply. And even if you're not interested in political science, there's tons of different jobs, whether you're into computer programming or researching or archiving, there's tons of different opportunities for you. So you can apply through there and be matched with something that makes sense for you. The work study program, it's really simple to access. It's right on your student portal. So where you sign up for your courses, where you pay your tuition, it's where you apply for jobs too. So it's a one-stop shop for everything. And you can scroll through and there's positions with professors if you're interested in research opportunities. There's opportunities to mentor students if that's something you're interested in. Or there's even things like working to help process paperwork and work in the administration. So there's really tons of opportunities there, and so many people get great first or additional work experience right through the university, so they never have to leave campus. I think what I would share with everyone as advice while I'm thinking about what not to do is just not to be afraid of the jump between university and high school. I know that, there's a pressure to study, there's a pressure to perform, but you're able to do sort of whatever you want to do. Like I lived off campus and commuted and worked 20 hours a week and still did well in all my studies, and I'm still on track to do what I want to do post-grad. So you're really able to have it all. You make choices based on what's important to you and you'll be able to get it done. So don't feel like you have to limit yourself based on what people tell you, or necessarily have the worries that you're not going to be able to do everything you want, because you will. In terms of what not to do, maybe don't not attend your lectures. That's a pretty basic one, but definitely go to school. You're paying for it, so you might as well take advantage.